Hi everyone and welcome back. Wasn't here last week, a little bit under the weather, but I'm back and ready to get going. So today we're going to be making some chocolate dipped orange biscotti. So biscotti is an Italian cookie. It's crunchy. It's great for dipping in your coffee or your tea. So that's what we're going to do today. So in my bowl I have a half a cup of softened butter and 1 cup of sugar. So I am going to mix that up until it's creamy. So now it's creamy. To that we're going to add 2 eggs at room temperature. So it's supposed to be 2 large eggs. And to that, I'm going to add in some orange juice. So I have 2 tables of fresh squeezed orange juice here. And I have the zest of 2 oranges. So I'm going to put that in there. So the zest, let me explain a little bit about the zest. So I showed you before about microplaning. So this is a microplaner. This makes your whatever you zest very, very fine. But today we're looking to do a little bit bigger chunks. So I have this, I don't know if you could see this handy dandy little zester. It's a little tool with little holes in the top. Can you see that?
Hold on. Yeah, I'm zooming in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what you're going to use to zest your orange. So you just put this on the orange and peel, and it comes out in little thin strips. So what I did was you take the strips like this, and then I just chopped up the strips in smaller pieces. So that's what we're doing today. So now we need some vanilla, of course.
Let's have some vanilla.
We always have to have vanilla. Because, you know, vanilla's pretty good. So 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Maybe a little more.
Yeah, what the hell?
Just a little. So we're going to mix that up. Now we're going to take flour. So we have 2 1/4 cups of flour. I have 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So for the salt, I used unsalted butter. If you use unsalted butter, add the salt. If you use salted butter, just leave the salt out. So we're going to mix that up a little bit. All right, and then we're going to sprinkle that on top of our egg mixture, and we're just going to mix that together. It's going to be a little bit sticky, but that's okay. My oven is preheating to 350 degrees. Actually, it's ready to go now, so it won't be long, and this will be in there. So what's going to happen? We're going to make 2 logs out of this dough. And then we're going to put it in the oven and cook that. And when we take it out, we're going to let it rest a few minutes, and then we're going to slice it up. And then we're going to bake it again. That's what gives it the crunchiness. But it's really good. Biscotti's really good. All right, that looks pretty darn good right there. It smells so good. All right, so now I'm going to take my pan. I have a baking sheet here. And I have lined it with parchment paper so it doesn't stick. So I'm going to take half of my batter. So let's see, about half. Doesn't have to be exact, you know, just half-ish.
Half-ish.
And we're going to make a little log out of that. Let me see. Alright, so I have a little bowl of water here. I'm just going to dunk my fingers in that and shake them off. This will help from sticking. So make a little log, probably about 12 inches long. Doesn't have to be exact again. So now we have our 2 logs. I'm going to stick that in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes, depending on how they look. 25 minutes, I'll check and see if it's like lightly golden, and that'll be good. So
Okay.
stick that in the oven. Oven for 25 minutes, and this is what they look like, a little golden on the edges. They're still a little soft, but that's good. We're going to let them sit there for about 10-15 minutes, and then we're going to slice them up, and then we'll bake them again. Okay, we're back. So I've taken the loaves out of the oven, and this is what they look like now. So, whoops, little logs. So now I'm going to slice them up, and then you need to have a serrated knife. So do it on an angle is prettier. You don't have to, but it's pretty. And about ½ an inch or so. And we're going to turn them over on their side. Oh, let's save these for eating.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We eat them while they're soft.
Yeah.
So now we're going to put this back in the oven for like 10 to 15 minutes. And then I'll check it halfway through, like 6 or 7 minutes, and we'll flip them over.
So what are you doing now?
Okay, so
Yeah.
okay, so now they're slightly crunchy and starting to dry out on the top. So what I'm doing now is flipping them over, and we're going to cook them a little bit more on the other side.
Okay.
So they'll get nice and crunchy.
Alrighty.
Okay, so I have some melting chocolate here. I got these at the grocery store, but you can get them anywhere really. You can get them probably at Walmart, your local bakery. They have my local bakery here in Lewiston. They have melting chocolate there, so you can get them there. So what I'm going to do is put these in the microwave for like, I'll put it for 2 minutes, but I'll do it in 30-minute increments. I'll stir it only at 50% power, because we don't want to burn them. All right, so now these cookies have come out of the oven. I just took them out. They're a little bit dry, so we're just going to let them cool off a little bit, and then we'll be able to dip them. So I'm going to melt my chocolate. Our cookies have cooled off a little bit. They're just slightly warm. I've melted my chocolate, so this is what I got. Dark chocolate. You can use white chocolate, milk chocolate, whatever you want. So this is dark chocolate. So we're going to start dipping these. So just go and dip them like that a little bit. And put them down on the wax paper. Now we're going to let these sit for a few minutes until the chocolate solidifies, and then they'll be done. We'll try one out in a minute. Okay, so we dipped our cookies, and I started packaging them up so Uncle Clem could take some home, but the cookies weren't all, the chocolate wasn't all solidified, but so that's what it looks like because the chocolate wasn't hard enough. But this is the cookie.
Yeah.
So Uncle Clem gets to take them home like that.
Yippee!
So he doesn't have to stay here all day.
waiting for them to dry.
Wait for the cookies. So anyway, I want to thank you all for stopping by. I'm so glad to have you here in my home, and looking forward to seeing you again next week. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.
Come back.